If Scream 7 is taking place in Woodsboro, why would Sydney go back there?
Hello, sinners. It is I, Father Evil, and I invite you to Destination Station on YouTube.
Bagels and go to Destination Station. This buddy is the bomb. Love it.
Yep.
Fucking A.
Yep.
I had to say that for a reason.
Freddie, take that, motherfucker.
All right. Okay. Fuck you. Jamie Kennedy. Subscribe to my man, Destination Station right now if you want the best content.
What's up? Welcome to Destination Station. As always, I'm Destin. Thank you for clicking on this video. Subscribe to Destination Station if you want Scream, Halloween, and everything in between. And follow me on all my socials. All the link is down in the description below. Hang out, subscribe, be a part of Scream Talk every Friday night, 10 p.m. Central. And yeah, it's a fun time. Hang out with me for a little bit. But today we're going to talk about the potential of going back to Woodsboro, and why would any of our characters go back to Woodsboro given what's happened in the past? You know, the Woodsboro murders. We've been there 3 times now in Scream 1, Scream 4, and in Scream 5. But we don't know all the returning characters that are coming back for this. All we know is that Sidney Prescott, Neve Campbell herself, is back playing in this, and with Kevin Williamson on board, it makes me wonder, like, what exactly does Kevin want to do? What is Guy and James cooked up? What is Guy rewriting? And how are we going to get to where the setting, you know, because there was rumors that had it that they were going to do a tropical setting, possibly. That was a rumor, because I think even Radio Silence said that they would like to play with that a little bit. But that was before we had all of the drama surrounding this set, and, you know, the fallout of Christopher Landon, Melissa getting fired, Tara quitting, and we don't know if the Meeks twins are coming back. I would really hate that the Meeks twins doesn't show up in some fashion, okay? Even if they are a death or something like that, I feel like just forgetting their characters for right now is a mistake. I at least have them in there, even if it's for a short minute, or if they're just like tagging along, they're co-stars, you know. But, you know, even like a cameo, I really don't even think that's good enough, you know. But I was thinking, like, how do we get the OG characters and we get the newcomers, you know, the Meeks twins together? How do we get them together in this? Okay, so if Sydney is the main lead of this, which it seems like that's the route they're going to go. I could see that that's how Kevin would want to write it. I'm thinking, like, is this going to pick up exactly after Scream 6? Are we going back to Hollywood if it mirrors Scream 3? You know, I made a video about that. I'll put that up here right here. Because, you know, Scream 5 and Scream 6 both mirrored the first and second film. So it's just like, you know, like, are we going to get a mastermind in this? And where do we want that mastermind to take place, okay? So are we going to get some type of Hollywood stab set or something like that, similar to Scream 3? And we could go back to Hollywood. That, I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, I think that's fun. But if we are doing a mastermind here, okay, I don't want the new mastermind to be set in Hollywood again. I just don't want that. And I don't want it to be a sibling angle. I hope they really subvert expectations and they do something fresh. And I want to be surprised when it comes to revealing who the killer is at the end. At least one of the killers, at least the mastermind of the killers, okay? But I'm thinking, like, how do we get our entire group together, okay? Because I know that Sam and Tara, they're not coming back, and that's fine. But I don't want to forget about Chad and Mindy. I really don't. I do think one of them needs to go. Fingers crossed it's Mindy. But my idea here, you know, and I've talked about it in past videos, is bringing Hollywood to Woodsboro, okay? Because if you remember correctly, what did Richie and Amber really want to do? They said all the sequels suck to Stab. So they were trying to make a requel. That's what the new trend is in horror, is making a requel. Well, what if their plan actually worked and Hollywood is making a requel to the original Stab, but it's being set in the town of Woodsboro. So we bring Hollywood to Woodsboro, but how do we that still, you know, begs the question, how do we get our OG characters and our core four together back to Woodsboro? And if you think about it, if you do want that finale with Stu Macher versus Sydney and they just have this big showdown or whatever, where do you want that to take place? You want it to be in that Stu Macher house. You know, it was a failed opportunity in Scream 5, but they could right the wrongs in this one, you know. And but that still begs the question, how do we get Sydney to Woodsboro? And how do we get the Meeks twins back to Woodsboro? Well, there's only one explanation that I can think of in my mind, is you have to kill Martha Meeks. Okay, that brings the entire crew back for a funeral. It brings the Meeks twins back. It brings Sydney back. She has connections to her. Or you bring in some type of Neil Prescott situation where, you know, it's not canon that he passed away. That was in a deleted scene back in the day, but you could still have him survive. His death could also bring Sydney back, you know, and things happen. That would bring Gail back. That would bring everybody back, you know. And that's a simple solution, you know, because I feel like we are going to get some sort of like devastating death to kick off Scream 7. That's just Kevin Williamson's just go-to, that opening death scene, the way he does it, and that's how Wes Craven did. And I really think Kevin's going to honor Wes Craven as much as possible. So this video is about who's going to be that opening death to kick this off, to switch gears, and we're going into the OG. Wouldn't it be just devastating? And a lot of people was like, oh, Martha's too sweet, you know, don't kill Martha, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? It's time to get a little mean, if you ask me, okay? They got mean with Dewey, and that sucked, okay? But Martha is no Dewey. Not compared to like the OG cast, okay? She came in Scream 3 for like one scene, then we have her in one scene in Scream 5. She's not she's the Hollywood hang-arounder. No, I'm just kidding. Nothing, no diss towards the actress or anything. I was just quoting Scream 3. But she does. She just kind of hangs out in the background, comes in, comes out. And I just feel like that's an easy solution if they do mirror Scream 3 and if we do go to Woodsboro. This is a way that I'm thinking in my mind that we can get everything that we've always wanted. We could still mirror Scream 3, but instead of it being in Hollywood, it's in the town of Woodsboro. Bring that voice modulator back. Martha gets killed at the beginning, is the opening kill, kicks everything off. Sydney comes back for a split second, like she's not staying long, but we're kind of like with Chad and Mindy a little bit, and then Sydney comes in for the funeral, and you got Gail Weathers that comes in as well, and Kirby as well. You know, like I don't really see any ties with Kirby, so I would have to like say that she would come in later on whenever there is Ghostface attacks, because that's what's her specialty. She takes a special interest in Ghostface attacks. So once a couple people get killed, then she shows up, and she's kind of like a red herring again a little bit. So So that's, and then, but while Sydney's there, she gets a phone call before she even get on that plane, or the plane gets delayed, whatever. You know, we keep her in this situation. I want to see familiar locations. I want to feel like it's Woodsboro, like from Woodsboro in '96, not Woodsboro in the fourth film, and not Woodsboro in the fifth film. I want the exact locations. You know, I know I'm asking for a lot, but you know what? I feel like we need it. We need Patrick Lussier back as editor. We need Marco Beltrami back as the composer. And we have us a win, people. Like, I'm telling you. And also, like, we could still, like, have that big reveal where Stu was there the entire time through 5 and 6. So... And then we have the showdown. But here's another thing, and I'm going to make another video about this. We're going to go more in depth. I don't want Stu to show up the last 10, 15 minutes of this movie, have a showdown with Sydney, and he gets killed off. I just felt like, I'm like, oh, yeah, we got excited. Yeah, it's a great mastermind. But I would love to see, like, Kevin Williamson bring his idea of his original idea of Scream 3 and his original idea of what he was going to do with the Jill character in Scream 4, and bring it together, and let's put it with Stu. And let's have Stu, like, not get killed. Like, I think we need those 2 reveals of the Ghostface, and then, you know, it's kind of like obvious choices, kind of like, okay, well, I can see how that would have happened, and you know, but then that 3rd mastermind comes out, and that's Stu Macher. So we still get the Ghostface that gets killed, but then Stu actually wants to get caught by the end. You know, everyone shows up, and that's how it shuts down, is him going back and then possibly getting incarcerated and going into the, you know, in a psychiatric ward and working from behind bars, you know, kind of like what Kevin Williamson did, took his idea from Scream 3 and made it into The Following. So this is like, you know, Kevin Williamson's such a fresh and unique writer that I think he's smart enough to bring all these ideas together, and he's in the right position to be able to do so. I mean, as long as Spyglass lets it happen, I'm sure he's going to let Guy do his own thing, but I'm sure he's guiding Guy as well in that writer's room. So, but that's more later on another video. But today I'm talking about the opening kill of Scream 7. Who's going to kick it off? How are we going to get there? And what's going to bring our OG cast with our new cast together? Because I really don't want to just forget about Chad and Mindy, you know, even though that Sam's not there. And it would be devastating that, you know, yeah, it's sad that Martha had to go, but she's got to go. Even if she's not the opening kill, she could be like the 2nd kill and then get all our characters there, you know? Just let me know what you think about this. Are you that attached to Martha to where you don't want her to die? Or is it like, no, she's expendable. I mean, the way that that's one thing about the Scream movies. They break your heart like every other movie. Scream 6 kind of played it safe. Nobody really died. Happy ending. Wrote it, you know, tied it up in a bow and was like, okay, cool. And we could end all that story there. But I think it's a disservice that we are going to forget about the Meeks twins, even though that Sam and Tara's not coming. So a lot of people were thinking that you know, we can just like go to Seattle where Sydney is, like Ghostface goes to Seattle, and that's a big possibility too, you know. But if I ever wanted to see a showdown with Sid and Stu, it would be in Woodsboro in that Stu Macher house. That's just me, though. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Who do you think the opening kill is going to be? Do you think it's going to be somebody devastating, kind of like Cotton Weary was in Scream 3? If they do mirror Scream 3 in any way, shape, or form, I would expect that we are going to kick this off with something devastating of a death at the beginning of this movie. It could be Gale Weathers. Who knows? Let me know in the comment section below. Love your faces, subscribe, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys. I'll be right back.
Right back!